Welcome to Sciencey Saturday with Kelsey, where I get to break down the mumbo jumbo of science with health and fitness and nutrition and give it to you in bite-sized pieces that make sense that you can put into action items right now. So today I'm answering a question that I actually answer a lot with my own personal clients, and that is, when do I take a probiotic? So before I answer that question, I want to make sure that I have kind of distinguished what a probiotic is and what a prebiotic is, and then I'll explain when the best time to take those would be. Now, a probiotic is it's a supplement, right? It's a supplement that you can find in the store. Usually you find them in the refrigerated section. I would hope that you find them in the refrigerated section, actually, because these are little live bacteria that are in these little capsules, and they have to make it all the way into your large intestine, right? So they have to pass the acidic environment of your stomach. Then they have to get into your small intestine, which isn't really that small, and navigate through that and try not to get sucked into the absorption that happens there, all the way to your large intestine, where your actual live bacteria, microbes, your microbiota live, okay? So in order for that to happen, it needs to be pretty resilient. So you take these little capsules, and basically it's a bunch of different strains of bacteria, depending on which probiotic you actually take. Some have more than others. Every probiotic has a different strain, different strains, and if you really want to get into it, you can kind of check it out. But there's a lot of them. There's one that's called Lactobacillus plantarum. That is in most probiotics, and it's a really great gut health probiotic, especially if you suffer from things like diarrhea or even just like loose stool in general. It doesn't have to necessarily be diarrhea, but it helps a lot with that. And that is something that we find a lot as we practice our coaching. Anyway, so with that, the important thing about these probiotics is that these little microbes go back into your gut and they help your body do things, okay? So you're metabolizing, you're synthesizing certain vitamins, minerals, which are really important, because if these little microbes are not doing their job, your body is not going to be as healthy as it should be. So you should have this really diverse microbiota, right? Really diverse amount of bacteria in your gut. That's why a lot of people take probiotics. That's why I recommend probiotics to a lot of people. Now, with that, you want to be careful, because the best time to take a probiotic is definitely going to be when your stomach is kind of empty. And the reason that we obviously do that is because if your stomach is full or you're eating, right, and then you're getting all these like stomach acids happening in the body, right, and in your gut, then those stomach acids are going to try to break down that probiotic a little bit sooner than it should. So you're really trying to get this little probiotic supplement all the way into your colon. So why don't you just help it out a little bit and make sure that you don't have a lot of stuff in your stomach, so it doesn't really have this like army and like battle that it's going through. It just goes straight through and doesn't have to deal with all the acidic environment that your stomach is, okay? And that's it. Prebiotics, I guess I should tell you a little bit about prebiotics. Prebiotics are great. Prebiotics are foods for your probiotic, okay? Easy. This is easy to remember. Prebiotics are fibers and starches that you find in foods. A lot of probiotics will have prebiotics in them, which is totally fine. I don't have an issue with either. You can throw them in your gut, and if you don't use them, you're just gonna poop them out, all right? So, well, you're probably gonna do that anyway, because that's a lot of bacteria in there. So that's another conversation. But they are doing things while they're there, okay? So, but the prebiotics are great because it is food for your gut so that it can continue to thrive. So make sure that you are getting both probiotics from real food, right, which is going to be fermented foods, kombucha, kimchi, and then you can take your probiotic supplement. There's even probiotic pickles out there. There's probiotic sour creams. Just be careful, because a lot of times things are saying probiotics and they may only have one strain in them. So it's like, you don't need to over probiotic your life, okay? That actually can cause some overgrowth of certain bacteria. So you don't want to probiotic your life too much, but you definitely want to have a diverse amount. And the best way to do that, to be honest, is eating a lot of different fruits and vegetables and colorful, well, you can do plants too. So wheat, barley, all kinds of things. Moral of the story is, if you want to take a probiotic, take it at night when you have nothing in your stomach. All right, happy Saturday.